Hi guys, this is Dawn Shannon with Jovi Strategies, and today is Wisdom Wednesday. Today is the last Wednesday in June 2019, and as you guys can see, I am coming at you straight from the car. So I have had technology issues again. I don't know what it is about me and technology issues, but you know what? I make it work. And so we are in the parking lot of the library, and because I went in there to listen to everything that I had to share with you today and take my notes, and didn't want to record this video in there. There's a lot happening there today, so I thought, you know what, I'm just going to come out to the car and share my nuggets of wisdom with you. So today is Atomic Habits rule number 4. And this is the last of his rules on how to create a good habit and how to break those bad habits. So I've got my notes in front of me. Forgive me for looking down, but I don't want to miss any nuggets of wisdom for you guys. It was so good, and I'm rounding it out. So I want to make sure that you get everything that I just listened to. So the fourth law of how to create a good habit is make it satisfying. This is so great, right? Because we obviously do things that are satisfying and rewarding. That's what keeps us motivated and keeps the momentum rolling. So in this book, habit 4.1 is reinforcement. Give yourself an immediate reward when you complete your habit. So he says, what is rewarded is repeated, and what is punished is avoided. And then he kind of goes on to explain that a little bit. It's pretty self-explanatory, but then he added a word in there that made a huge difference for me, and I think you'll understand it, especially if you're a parent. What is immediately rewarded is repeated, and what is immediately punished is avoided. I'm going to relate that as a personal issue versus business for a moment. Think about your kids. Think about when you are a dual parent household and your kid does something that they're not supposed to be doing. How many times, either growing up you heard it, or maybe you've heard yourself repeating it, wait till your father gets home. Something along those lines. You guys, that is not immediate punishment, and it is not immediate reward. So think about that in terms of your business, in terms of creating those new habits around your business, doing something that is something that I'm stumbling here. When you are trying to create a habit that is new, something you want to do consistently every day, reward yourself after you do it. Reward yourself immediately. Okay, keep that in mind. I'm trying to think of an example real quick. Maybe I'll get to it in a minute, but I just want to throw that out to you. You need to feel immediately successful. That was another point in his book, Quick Wins, and it made me think of the Dave Ramsey debt snowball. If you're not familiar with it, he talks about listing out your debts from the smallest amount owed to the largest amount owed. It does not matter what the interest rate is on each one of those. What you're trying to do is create those quick wins, which give you an immediate reward, immediate satisfaction, so that you're like, yes, that felt so good. Those feelings come at you and you're like, oh my gosh, that felt good. Let's keep going. Let's keep the momentum rolling. So when you pay off that smallest debt, you're like, yes, then you're more likely to just apply that amount that you've been putting to that small debt to the next debt in line. And it creates that momentum and motivation to keep you going. I love that. I do that with my clients. I help them to create small, consistent action items so that they can feel those immediate wins. You guys, I had a client the other day. I've literally worked with her one session, and we created those small action items. She did it, and she already recruited a client. I was like, oh my gosh, I love it. How does that feel? She said, it feels great. So it's like, let's keep that rolling. So you guys, breaking down those consistent action items that are going to lead to the overarching goal is so important. Just to take those small actions each and every day is so critical. It helps to drive that momentum, keep you motivated. The consistency helps. There's a motorcycle, sorry about that. And it brings your confidence up. I've talked about that before. It boosts your confidence to have those quick wins and those small wins that just keep you going. So I love that he talked about that. All right, that was 4.1, reinforcement. Give yourself an immediate reward when you complete your habit. 4.2, and my notes are all over the place. 4.2, it says, make doing nothing, in quotes, enjoyable. When avoiding a bad habit, design a way to see the benefits. So for example, if you're wanting to reduce your alcohol intake, reduce the amount of times that you go out to eat, he says, create a savings account and label that account as something you want to do, something you want to have that is going to motivate you. Let's say it is a vacation with you and your significant other, or you and the kids. Label it vacation, label it exactly where you want to go. Then each time you don't go out to eat, you take that same amount of money that you would have spent and you move it over to that special savings account. And each time you do that, it's like you're creating your own loyalty rewards program. So isn't that neat? That's a neat idea, right? So every time, let's say you want to reduce your alcohol intake. Okay, if you would have spent $5, $10, $12 on that glass of wine, whatever it is, take that same amount of money, put it in that account. Maybe that account is you want a new outfit, a new suit, a new pair of shoes, a new purse, whatever that is. You're taking the money from that habit that you want to reduce. He says reducing or eliminating a bad habit. So if a bad habit is spending too much money eating out or on alcohol, or you name what it is, take that same amount of money when you don't do it, put it in an account. You're creating a habit of savings for something enjoyable, and you're reducing that bad habit. Isn't that great? That was 4.2, make doing nothing enjoyable. So he also talked in that about selecting short-term rewards that align with your long-term vision. So if your long-term vision is to reduce your alcohol intake to 0, then every time you don't have that drink, you put that money over there in that long-term goal, and you're going to get to celebrate. That is so fabulous. So let me look at my notes. 4.3, I think we're moving on to 4.3. Habit tracking is 4.3, and I really liked this one. He talked about making it visual, having a habit tracker that's visual, that you can literally see. So he talked about having 2 cups on your desk, and in one cup you have paper clips, marbles, corks, whatever it is in that one jar or glass, and that represents the action item that you need to get done each day. So it could be filled with 5, 10, 20. In his example, he had 120 paper clips, and he had to make that many calls each day in order to achieve his goal, achieve his new habit of making those sales calls every day. 120, oh my gosh, that's a lot. But think about that. So every time he made a call, he would take a paper clip out of the one, put it in an empty container. So every time he would make that call, he would just transfer it over. So it was a visual. He could see what he was doing and how much he was accomplishing and tracking each and every day. I love that. One of my clients uses corks from wine. So she has a big glass and she has however many corks in there, and each time she makes a call, she moves the cork over. Love it. Use whatever is appropriate for you, what you love, something that will motivate you, and move those over. I'm going to institute that as well. Definitely. It's like those reward punch cards when you go out to eat to a restaurant or something, and they're like, you have 10 meals, you pay for 10, and then you get one for free. So you're kind of doing that for yourself. You get to see those punches each time, like, oh my gosh, I've only got 2 more to go, and then I get a free meal. Create something like that for you and your habits and your business. Make it fun, make it visual so that you can see it. record your habits, be consistent. He talks about, so in the recording of the habit, he talks about when you are done with your habit, that is your cue to record it. So, yes, so after current habit, whatever that habit is that you want to do, after 5 sales calls, I will write that down. After I finish my workout every day, I will record that in my workout journal. Whatever it is, immediately after you finish that habit, that routine that you're trying to get into, record it down. Now, you don't have to record everything, but those really important things that have been eluding you, that you have not been able to accomplish, but you really, really, really want to, those need to be recorded. Okay, let's do that. I love the visual of the cups. All right, that was 4.3, habit tracking. 4.4 says never miss twice. So, you guys, this is so critical. So many of us are guilty of doing this. Let's say you're on healthy eating track and you miss a meal. You have a bad meal, a bad yet good. It tastes good, right? You have a bad meal and you're like, oh, forget it. I knew this was going to be too hard, and you give up. Don't give up. Do not give up. Keep going. Never miss twice. So if you miss having a good meal once, pick it back up on the next meal. If you miss a day, pick it up on the next day. Don't beat yourself up. Look at what you did do good, even if it was the day prior. Like, you know what? I did it the day before. Maybe today wasn't such a good day. Tomorrow, I'm going to get back on it. Okay? Don't quit. Don't give up. Keep going. You miss it one day, get back up on the horse the next day. I love that. That's 4.4. Never miss twice. All right, so let me look at my notes. Sorry, I'm looking down. I don't want to miss anything. Let's see. Okay, so those were how to create good habits. Now we're going to talk about how to break the bad habits. 4.5, and I'm a little conflicted at this, and you'll see why in just a minute. 4.5 on, well, let me back up. Breaking a bad habit, the inversion of make it satisfying is make it unsatisfying. So this is where I'm having a little issue with this. 4.5 says get an accountability partner. Why is that unsatisfying? Hey, that's my business. That's what I do. But here's the nugget in that, is that when you have someone else holding you accountable to what you say you're going to do, there's consequences to that. That's the unsatisfying part, because if you say you're going to do something and you have told your accountability partner or coach that you're going to do it, then you need to do it, because if you don't do it, there are consequences to that. Not only the consequences of you not doing it, but the consequences of them coming at you and saying, hey, you said you were going to do this. What happened? What's going on? Why are you not getting these things done? Right? So get an accountability partner. It can truly change your life. He says that in the book. I believe it wholeheartedly. I have an accountability coach as well. You need one. If you have goals, if you have things that you are striving for in your business, you must have an accountability coach. It's that simple. All right. It says when the consequences are severe and immediate, he added that word later, people learn quickly. All right? Realize what the consequences are when and if you don't follow through with your actions, and share that with your accountability coach. Let them help you to achieve what you say you want to achieve. You can do it. Now, that was 4.5. Now, 4.6 under make it unsatisfying. Again, a little conflicted here, but this goes back to these consequences. 4.6 says create a habit contract. Okay? This is something that you are going to put in writing, and I have my clients do this. They have a coaching agreement, and it's an agreement that states, how the coaching is going to work with them. But on the flip side of that, I send them a workbook. And in the workbook, it goes over so much in depth about their goals, why they want to achieve those, the action items that are going to come around that. And then we have a scorecard. Oh my goodness, a scorecard. And it is a little intimidating because you have to look at that every week and you have to keep track of that. And when you have this contract with someone else, they're going to hold you to that. And again, there's going to be consequences. And you guys, I don't want to make it sound so horrible, right? It's unsatisfying when you don't meet your goals. There are consequences. Whether you share it with someone, whether you have an accountability partner or not, there are consequences to not making those sales calls. There are consequences to eating poorly. There are consequences for not exercising. You can see it all around you. Okay, there's consequences. It makes it easier to accomplish your goals when you have an accountability partner and when you make it serious and have a contract and actually sign it at the bottom. You and your accountability partner both sign that. All right, so that is it for rule number 4 of Atomic Habits. There's some bonus material at the end of the book. I'm going to be listening to that, and I'm going to be doing an additional video for that. So I may just pop that over into my YouTube channel. So I would love if you go over and check that out. It'll be up in the next day or two. And so thanks, you guys. This has been Dawn Shannon with Jovi Strategies. Today has been Wisdom Wednesday, coming from the car. Thanks for bearing with me during technology issues, and let me know what goals that you are working for 2019 and how I can help you create those small yet consistent action steps so that you can feel successful and you can take the next item, the action item that you need each and every day to be successful, to keep that momentum going, and to stay motivated. Thanks again. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.